Hello and welcome to the studio and my YouTube channel. Today, I don't know whether you've noticed this or not, but the title of my YouTube channel has changed. It's from Carl Dixon, which is who I am, to The Diary of a Cartoonist, which describes more of what this channel is all about to me. It is a kind of a tutorial thing. You're looking over my shoulder, you're learning techniques as you go along, but it's also, or more so, about what it is that I'm doing. At the moment, I've got a few projects on. The one of them, which you can see a sample of on the screen, is a themed set of cartoon books. So for argument's sake, it's going to say Dixon looks at, and then ... and then the theme. In this case, the first book is Dixon looks at golf. And it'll be 50 cartoons on each theme. There'll be one on marriage, one on, I don't know, any sort of thing, really, kids, parenting, sex, COVID, whatever pops into my head. So this particular video or tutorial or diary is me inking the cartoon that you see there. So enjoy, like, subscribe, hit the bell, tell everyone about us. I don't care, let's get this thing growing. And I hope you enjoy it and come back for the next one. Thank you very much. Hello and welcome back. The thing I like about my own projects are the fact that I get to choose the layout, design and content without any outside influence or direction. In other words, my projects either sink or swim on the decisions that I make. The downside is I have to market them, and that doesn't come naturally to me. And because I am not a natural marketer, I can't tell if a book fails because it's rubbish, or the fact that I just failed to market it correctly. So I guess the only thing I can do is to get a couple of million of you to go and buy the book, and then let me know what you think. See what I did there? Mind you, having said that, I mean, I do try and market. I mean, oh yeah, I do. Like yesterday, for argument's sake, I was studying there's some YouTube channels on how to grow your Instagram following. And there was this impossibly clean and shiny child that insisted that if I followed his 4-step plan, I will be knee-deep in Instagram followers. Now, I'm not too sure about him. He must be very, very tall, because I think the average Instagram is about 4 foot tall, and that goes way past my kneecap, and I'm pretty sure I need more than one follower. Anyhow, I digress. This little chap had a 4-point plan, which he titled Ninja. He never fully explained why it's called Ninja, but he seemed quite proud of it, so that's fair enough. And seeing as how I was looking for sunglasses to prevent eye damage off the glare from his shiny skin and the whiteness of his supernovaic teeth, I never found out either. Anyway, his 4-point plan was as such. The first one was market research. Now on this point, I was with him. He said that if you were going to start a cafe, for argument's sake, in your area, you would check demographics, you check the area, make sure that the building or the coffee or the tea or the cakes that you were serving were going to suit the people within the area that you lived. And I fully agree with him. And he said, you must approach your Instagram in the same way. You've got to find out who your customers are and whether what you're doing suits them. I thought, that's okay. I'm okay with that. And then once you've got that, you move on to the next thing. You've got to, he used pit bulls. Apparently there's a group called Pit Bulls. I've no idea who they are. I think it's a young chap who sort of warbles gently in the background to an adoring crowd. Not quite sure. Is that right? Yes, it must be right. But no, he was talking about the pit bulls as in the dogs. And it was a frightening amount of people that like these sites. I mean, there's like about sort of 2-3 million people per site, and there were hundreds of sites featuring these people that adore these squat, pugnacious, face-eating monsters. But anyway, I mean, I suppose that's up to them. But he used this as an example. That's the point I'm making. He used this as an example. And what you then had to do was go and look at their posts, and you scroll up about 20 or so of these posts so as you get to the ones that are established, not the ones that are still being viewed and still growing, should we say. And you find out how many people are liking it and commenting on it. And say for argument's sake, they got 1.2 million followers. They were getting 860,000 likes, 100,000 comments, and what have you. And he said, then you had to sort of go along and average it out. So I thought, okay, fair enough. And then he said, and this is where it started to go a little bit pear-shaped for me, and his skin took on less of a luster, shall we say. He said the third stage is to post regularly. So you, first of all, you know who your customer is, and you know that you're producing stuff that they like. Secondly, you found out the average post and the kind of posts that are really popular, and you've got to apply it to what you do. Not quite sure how that applies to dogs and cartoons, but never mind. And then he said you've got to post 3 to 6 times daily. Now he then went on to one of these, I think one of them was 4.8 million. It was a really popular one. He said, let's see how many times they post a day. And it turns out they posted once a day. And so he said, oh, well, wouldn't be happy about that. So he tried another one, 2 times a day, another one, once a day. These were all sites that were up in the millions. And he then actually proceeded to tell us, the viewer, that they were doing it wrong. I mean, he's after about 100,000 followers in a week, and these people got millions, and then he posting once a day. So you thought he would have benefited himself from doing a bit of market research rather than looking like an absolute ass, shiny ass at that, but an ass, whilst on the YouTube channel. So yeah, the alarm bells started ringing, a bit like a collection of church bells, and I was sitting at an angle that would lead the onlooker to think that I was at least 57% scepticism. And his final point was to network. Now, his idea of networking was to get all these big influencers, with the millions of followers, and to ask them if they wanted to join a secret group. And then you could make comments on their stuff, and they could make comments on yours, and they would share your stuff, and then all of their followers would come over to you, and this is how you get your 100,000 people in 1 week. And so I thought, I'm not quite sure about this. This doesn't make a great deal of sense. But anyway, making sense or not, I thought I'll give it a go. So I go into my little niche market, which obviously, as we all know, is cartoonists. So I went on there and I thought, great, okay, let's find out the big names in cartoons. It would be interesting to me to find out who these people are. Until I discovered that I don't do particularly brilliantly on Instagram. I got a couple of hundred followers, and I might get an average of about 19 to 25 likes on a cartoon. And it turns out that I was probably one of the market leaders. I mean, these guys are, you're looking at their posts and they've got sort of like 10 followers, and they got sort of like 6 likes, and I'm thinking, I can't apply this. This doesn't work. It's not working for me. So once again, I was completely floored. So I suppose the conclusion is I should draw cartoons about pit bulls, I guess. But anyway, there you go. There's a little bit of what I was doing the past week. The cartoon has been going on all the time since, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll shut up now, and we can end the video on just a little bit of music and see how it ends. Keep on coming back. I will keep waffling. Sometimes I'll just do a little bit of a tutorial for you, just to ring the changes, as it were. And the rest of the time, I'll talk about my life pretty much like I have been today. After all, this is a diary of a cartoonist. So, like, click, bells, comments, anything like that, put them in the bottom. I do read all the comments. At the moment, that doesn't take very long. And keep coming back, because I will do a few more of these golf ones, because I want to keep you all appraised and updated. And there might even be a little bit of a, not a quiz, what's the word, like a prize giving thing, where you get a free book if you come up with a caption for a cartoon that I will create. We'll print that in the book as well. More about that as we come to it. And yeah, but just keep coming back and I'll keep telling you about this and the other projects that I'm up to and waffle on a bit about my life. Great to have you along. Hope to see you on the next video. Until then, enjoy the rest of the cartoon. See you soon. Bye bye now.